Welcome to Investment Mastery. This is what you can expect from us. We're going to meet you 50% of the way. Now, why would I say that? Why would I not say we're going to support you 100%? Why? Why is it only 50%? Who has to give the other 50%? Who has to do it? Hands up if you think you know who it is that has to give the 50%. In life, you are going to have to do it. To the point where some people say to us, well, I didn't receive the instructions. Well, do you know what? You should have called us then. You should have sent an email. You have to take responsibility of your own life. Why? Because it's your life. You could say, but Marcus, I expected this. Well, maybe you did, but you didn't tell me. You have to get your outcome this weekend because it's your life. It's your bank account. How many of you understand? Yes? Yes. So, oh, well, I'm paying you to do. No. I understand that, and we're going to give you 50%. But you've got to be there. You've got to ask the questions. If you don't ask the questions, if you're too cool for school, that's your problem. That is your problem. That's not my problem. That's your problem. I'm just being honest. That's your problem. How many of you understand? Yes? This is your workshop. Now, obviously, we are going to do the best that we can. We're going to coax you. We're going to tickle you. We're going to say, who hasn't asked any question? But in the end, listen, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Some of you are like, yeah, I'm going to ask questions. Some of you won't even grab the microphone because you're too scared to grab the microphone. Some of you are saying, well, that's not me. I know, but then you won't do something else. Because everybody has their limitations. Everybody has their fears. Everybody's like, well, they know more than me, blah, 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 blah. Listen, you've got to stop that bullshit. You paid for this course, yes or no? Yes. So you have to get the outcome, yes or no? Yes. And whose responsibility is it to get the outcome here this weekend? Whose? It has to be. It has to be. Now, you can say, yeah, but I paid, and that's fine. And I agree. We will give you everything we can. But in the end, you have to make sure that you get your outcome. Yes or no? Yes. Turn to the person next to you, give them a high five and say, that makes a lot of sense to me. So that is what I expect from you. I expect you to be ferocious in asking questions. I expect you to say this is the beginning of a journey, and hopefully you're going to like the way we do stuff. You're going to see that our intention is in a good place. You're going to see that we know where you came from because that's where we started as well. And hopefully we will be together for a very long time. Hopefully this is going to be the start of a beautiful relationship. Absolutely. All right. In order to get the most out of this course, you need to play full out. And that means, thank you. And that means, no, that's right. That means raising your energy. Raising your what? Energy. Thank you. Because if you think you can just, because let me tell you why. It's not about the clapping. It's not about the, what it's about is being awake at the point where we give you a golden nugget. Where you don't go, well, we never covered that. So, well, we did. We did. Oh, I must have, yeah, and that's what happens. So what we do is we do our best to keep the energy up so you don't fall asleep, so you don't, because 3 days, it's a lot of information, especially if you didn't watch the DVDs. If you didn't, what DVDs? I never got something, and here it starts, and here it starts. The responsibility, or the lack of. Oh yeah, but you know, you said you were going to send it and you didn't. Oh, okay, so it was our fault. Well, yes, you're right, 50% was our fault. Yep, take it on the chin, we apologize. But in the end, you didn't get your outcome. So now, whose challenge is it? Do you understand? It's like the world, I'm not trying to say we didn't do anything right or wrong or whatever, but what I'm going to say is that if you're over 18 years old, because you might not be, but if you're over 18 years old, you're an adult, you've got to stop blaming everybody else. You've got to stop blaming the government. You've got to stop blaming your boss. You've got to stop blaming your parents. I used to blame my parents. Everybody just does the best they can, and sometimes it's just not good enough. Isn't that right? Well, then you've got to step in because it's your life. So, how many of you this weekend because it's a workshop and not a seminar, are going to ask a lot of questions. Who's going to do that? Thank you. Who's not going to ask any questions? Who's not going to ask any questions? We will see. Because your mind keeps you in your comfort zone and says, oh, I better not ask that question. Then I promise you, when you ask that question, that stupid question, right? I can promise you there are at least 2 other people in the room that go, thank you so much. I can promise you that. If you think this is some people say, oh, by the way, I love this. 2 things. One, people say, they raise their hands. I go, yes. And then the microphone comes on. Please wait for the microphone. Please wait for the microphone. And then they say, I've got a question. And I say, yeah, I know. Because you raised your... I love that. They always do that. I have a question, and I know that. I know you have a question. It's because you raised your hand. Just go ahead with the question. Now, my mentor, I've got 2 mentors, Dan Pena. Who's heard of Dan Pena? Okay, Dan Pena would say there is such a thing as a stupid question. Right? Most people try and encourage you, and they say things like, by the way, there's no such thing as well, there is, isn't there? I mean, there is. I mean, there are stupid questions. However, if that is a question you have, ask it, because somebody else is going to have that stupid question as well. So it's okay to ask the stupid question. That's my difference. He doesn't agree with that, by the way. He doesn't agree with that. He says there are stupid questions, by the way. Don't ask stupid questions. I would say, yeah, it's a stupid question, but ask the question anyway. Ask it. Who cares? You paid for this course, didn't you? And remember, when you ask that question, 2 people are praying. All right, so who's going to ask questions here this weekend? All right, we will see, we will see. Okay, what else? Get involved, get involved, get involved, get involved. Don't fall asleep, get involved. The person next to you, answer their questions. Help them with the trades. Get involved, this is your workshop. This is your workshop. Get involved, participate. Do whatever it takes to get the outcome. Everyone's at a different level. I get that. Do your best. That's what I always say to my children. I say, listen, I don't need you to be the best in class. And by the way, I have no worries there, because that is, no. Do you know that my Sienna, my 8-year-old, managed to get, in a comprehension exam, oral comprehension, she managed to, out of 100, she managed to get 8. 8%. When I saw that mark, I said, come here, that is amazing. How did you manage to only get 8%? That is incredible. I gave her a big hug. She was crying. 8. How did you manage that? Listen, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So what? What does it matter? Did you do your best? Yes, I did, Daddy. Oh, then come here. Let me give you a cuddle, right? But we're going to do better next time. Yes. Okay. All right. Also, do the exercises. Okay, do the exercises. Now, when I talk about exercises, I mean every exercise. If you say you've got 3 minutes, don't stop after 1 minute. Use the entire time. Use the entire time. Because we've only got 3 days and then 4 weeks. Use the entire time. Don't just say, oh, that's it. Keep going. Ask more questions. Say, well, what else is there? What else is there? What else is there? Okay, do the exercises. That includes any home play that we give you. Just because we call it home play doesn't mean you don't have to do it. It's part of the course. How many of you understand? Yes? It is part of the course. We'll come on to that in a moment. And this is so important. Raise your energy. Some people will have flown in. Did anybody fly in from abroad? Did anybody fly in from abroad? Did they let you in? Did they? Oh, it was before 11 o'clock. It was before 11. All right, fine. That's okay then. Oh my goodness. Okay. Look, you might be tired. I went on seminars in Singapore. I'm sitting in the audience with jet lag, trying to listen to these speakers, right? Some of them, oh my goodness. But anyway, so they're like that, and I'm like this, and like that. So if you're tired, what do you need to do? Yeah, but how do you raise your energy? You get up. You can't sleep while you're walking around. Can you? Can you? While you're walking, not while you're walking. Someone's like, well, maybe. Sleepwalking, that is true. That's true. So if you're like this, you know how you sometimes feel yourself, oh my God, get up, get up. No one cares that shit, get up. We want you to get the most out of this weekend. Do you understand? You get up, you walk to the side, do some I had this guy, this is a true story. There's a guy, and he's at the back, right? And he's doing these press-ups, but really weird, like with his head. I don't know, it was weird. He was like doing this weird thing there, and he kept on pumping. At some stage, I had to say something. I said, "What are you doing? You know, it's fine, it's good, but it's fine." And he said, and he took the microphone. He said, "Well, I'm a doctor, and I had the night shift, so I haven't slept." So is anybody in that situation? You haven't slept the entire night. In fact, not only did you not sleep, you were working. And then he came on the workshop, and you know what he said then? He said, "I'm on the night shift again tonight." I said, I'm feeling very well, and I do not want to be treated by you. Can you imagine? If he was a surgeon or something. Oh, shit, I'm sorry about that. That's terrible. Anyway, if you have to, just do it. Go to the side, do some press-ups, you know, whatever you need to do. Not a problem at all. Raise your energy. All right. Don't be fearful of getting something wrong. Are you going to get something wrong this weekend? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Am I going to do something wrong this weekend? Yes or no? Yes. No? But are some of the other trainers maybe going to do something wrong? Absolutely. Because we're human. We'll do stuff wrong. You know? It's okay. As long as the intention, it was the right one. It's okay. Do the best you can. Okay? Don't be fearful of that. You're gonna be getting things wrong. Don't worry about that. Okay? Help each other. How many of you would be willing to look at the person on your left? Look at the person on your right. Okay? They need your help. They need your help. So, but why are you going to need their help? Maybe at some stage, maybe when you've missed something. What did he say? What did he say? What was that? I didn't understand the calculation. Why should they help you if you don't what? Help them. And you've got to go there first. Don't always wait, well, I'm not going to help you unless you help me. Well, that's a lose-lose, you know, because no one's going to start. So you might as well start. Always help the person next to you or behind you or whatever. Okay? Very, very good. Help each other. All right. How does stocks and share investing come into this equation? Well, I believe that there are 5 pillars of wealth. What do you think the 5 pillars of wealth are? What do you think they are? Property. Property, very good. Very well read. Now, here's the thing. If you did not answer that, then you need glasses. Normally, the answers are right there. And just in case you couldn't see that one there, we've got 2 very big screens over there as well. Okay? What else? What else? Oh yeah, there's your books as well. That's right. Trading and investing. What else? Running your own business. What else? Yeah, absolutely. What else? Your career. Okay? And you want to have a solid structure, as solid as you possibly can, so that no matter what happens, you're okay. Yes or no? Yes. Good. So you need to have more than one. Don't push something aside and replace it. Don't just rely on 2 things. 3 things. 3 things are solid. 3 things are solid. 4 things is even more solid. 5 things I think is a bit of a distraction. But 3 things, that's good. That's good. Don't just rely on 2 things. Okay? Trading and investing. That's what we're going to be covering this weekend. Notice again, it's not the stock market. It's trading and investing. Trading and investing. How many of you might be interested in cryptocurrencies? Anybody interested in cryptocurrencies? Okay. I don't know whether we're going to have time to talk about it. We might do. But that is something you need to be getting into. How many of you saw it go up from 1,000 in 2017? Bitcoin went up to 20,000. Came up to 3,500. I mean, the most I bought was at 4,000. Because I kept buying, because I was just using the strategies. Like, we just use the strategies. What's the big, you know, just use the strategies, that's all, right? And now, where is it at now? 8,900. Yeah, just close to 9,000, 8,500. Yeah, who knows where it's going to go? But you wait till the next bull run comes, and the bull run will come. The what? The next bull run. Right? The next bull run. Why? Because people always forget. But Marcus, this time it's going to be different. It is never different, ever. It's always the same. People will forget the 2017 fear of missing out, and then as it goes up, they'll jump in, because that's the herd mentality. That's why now is still a good time to get in. Okay? Anyway, we'll see whether we can talk about that. But the psychology and mindset, that is the foundation that we need to be working on here, because I can teach every single one of you the same strategy. I can give you the same amount of money. How many of you would like that? How many of you would like me to give you some money? Yeah, I bet you would. And even the same entry points, that every single one of you will make a different amount of money because of the psychology and mindset. So we've got to be working on that. And that's what we're going to be doing this morning. We're going to be doing it tonight. We're going to be doing it tomorrow morning. We're going to do it tomorrow night. We're going to be doing it on the third morning. Very, very important indeed. Okay, let's start. Wealth psychology and mindset. Wealth is 80% psychology. Now, there are certain traders that I've taught, very successful traders. They now have their own trading rooms. And they will tell you 90% is psychology. 90%. But let's say 20%. You need to have an open mind. Now, here's what I need. I need a box. Come, Matt, you knew this was coming.
Yes, I did.
And I need you to put all your negative, a bag. That's right, bag. Sometimes you've got to improvise. Box, bag, same thing. That's right, I'll have the bag. But you know that has to now go outside though, that's the only thing.
It's got a laptop in there as well.
Alright, fine. All your negative thoughts about what could be stopping you. So for example, you might say, oh, I'm no good at maths. Okay, I want, whatever that is, I want you to, I don't say you don't have any. They might be small, I want you still to put them in here. Put them in here, right? Just throw them in here. Any negativity. Oh, the guy next to me knows more than me. Come on, stick it in here. Oh, she's more intelligent than me. Yeah, come on, put it in there, Patrick. You put it in there already?
Yes.
You have? All right. He put it in there as he came in. All right. I'm no good at maths. Stick it in there. Come on, throw it in there. I'm no good at maths. Oh, you know, my computer, I don't know whether I can get it to work. You know, am I going to be able to do the calculations? Oh, but the stock market is very, very, very risky. What if I lose all my money? You know, all of those kind of beliefs, you know, I'm too small, I'm too tall, I'm too fat, I'm too thin. Oh, my hair's curly. Oh, all of that. Oh, I'm too tired. You know, all of that. I want you just to put it in here. Just put all that negative shit in here. Come on, throw it in. Oh, crumbs. All right, that was a big one. All right, I'm going to put it in there. Watch this, very big. And we're going to put it outside. Thank you, Matt. Now, we're going to leave it outside the room. And if you really want to, you can tell this slide needs changing. This is still from the 2-day look. You can collect it on the way out the day after tomorrow. If you want. I would suggest you don't. But if you want to, we're going to leave that out there. So every time we're going to start with the maths, or we're going to start with the trading, or we're going to, you know, and that thing comes up. It's natural. It's natural. We're human, right? So it's going to go, oh shit. You say, do you know what? I can do this. Because if the person, I mean, look at the person next to you. And now look at the other side. I mean, seriously, if they can do it, you can definitely do it. Yes or no? I mean, have you seen them? We all have strengths and weaknesses. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, that's the way it is. We're all human. All right. Now, here's a big one. Hands up if you did do the home play that we sent you. We did do the home play. Okay? Now, just so you know, half of you that just put up your hands are lying. I'm going to prove it to you in just a moment. Yeah, he's already saying yes, I am. Okay. We're off to a good start. All right. So